You ever just feel like a sucker for punishment? Like, no matter how many times you bang your head against the same wall, you just keep going back again? That's how I feel today. Okay, so it's Sunday morning. A couple of things that's on my mind today. One, I just got a client yesterday who wants me to run their social media platforms, and it actually gave me an idea to run a direct ad now on Facebook, because I want to start getting some clients. So one of the things that was worrying me was price. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking at sort of an entry level package that most businesses, in fact I think all businesses, would feel comfortable paying, knowing that the work is being done professionally and of good quality, and saving them the time and hassle of having to do it themselves. I might put out the ad either this evening or tomorrow. Makes no difference, or maybe I should just do it today. But yeah, the intention is to get some entry level clients so that I'm at least making some extra income from that, and then use that income to buy some other gear and things that I need, upgrade. But yeah, anyway, for now I'm going to go and get some coffee and donuts and take a drive. I see there's this place called Koppie's Hike. It's in Melville, so I'm gonna see if I can go and do that. Otherwise, I might take a drive to Northcliffe. I don't know, I'll see. I just googled a couple of places now, and just don't feel like sitting at home. So normally in Cape Town on a Sunday morning, it's a tradition to have koesistes for breakfast, but this is Josie. There are some places that make koesistes, but I just don't feel like it's the same thing. But what I do on a Sunday morning is I take a walk down to this bakery down the road called Upper Crust, and I go and get one of the long twisty donuts. They are so good. A bit rich, but really, really good. And I normally have a coffee with that, but because it's so hot today, I went and got myself a Steady Stumpy, marshmallow flavored Steady Stumpy. That happens to be my favorite one. Anyway, I'm just waiting for my earphones to charge. Once that's done, then we're gonna go and take a drive out to this so-called hike, because really, this is Joburg, there's no mountain to hike, so let's see. But if I don't go there, I might go to Northcliffe to sort of like a lookout point over there. Or early on in this week, we actually took a drive to Joburg General Hospital. We visited the Children's Oncology Clinic, and we actually met the family there whose son was diagnosed with liver cancer at 6 months. He's now 4 years old, he's in remission. But yeah, he still comes there for treatments every couple of weeks, I think. So while I wait for the earphones to charge, I'll put a clip of that in there, and then we're going to take a drive and decide where we're going on the way. If you can tell us, when did you first come in with Nazir, and what has your biggest challenge been?
So Nazir was 6 months old. 6 months old as a baby, and he came in with a lot of fever and an infection, and that's when we found out he had hepatoblastoma. That's liver cancer. The whole thing was a challenge. I mean, from start to finish, it's a battle. It's a battle, but there's always hope.
Yeah.
Always hope.
And little man, what can you tell us? Tell me what's your name.
Nasir.
Say for me again.
Nasir.
And how old are you?
4.
4 years old. Oh man.
See what happened here? What happened? A needle. You took what? Blood. And you didn't cry?
So just as I expected, it wasn't actually a hike, it was a hill that I drive past like almost like every week. So there was nothing special about it at all. I think what I need to do is I need to Google and look for some places here in Joburg where, there's some nice things to see, man, like outdoor stuff. I'm so used to doing stuff like that in Cape Town, taking drives, and if any of you know of any nice places to go to and see here in Joburg, please let me know. So here's something that I wanted to ask. Do you ever feel like you are just a real sucker for punishment? Like no matter how many times you keep bumping your head on the same wall, you just keep going back. And often that's in two scenarios. One, it's either with a person or with certain people, or two, it's your circumstances that you're living in. It's the job that you work at. Don't you think it's weird that we will keep banging our head against that wall over and over again? No matter how many times we keep getting hurt, no matter how many times we keep getting disappointed. And I think the reason why we always do that to ourselves is because it's fear. Fear is what stops us from turning away from the devil we know and finding somebody new or finding new people. Or fear is what stops us from stepping out of the job that we are in or the circumstance that we find ourselves in. It's fear. It's either fear of the unknown or it's the fear of trying and failing. But I think that's just what it boils down to in the end, man. That it's either going to be the struggle of being disappointed by the same person over and over and over again, or the struggle of being miserable at the job that you work at, or the struggle of the circumstance that you come from, or it's the struggle of trying to do something new and different. I mean, look at me, for example. This whole vlogging thing, this videography and digital marketing, this stuff is all still new to me. And I make so many mistakes sometimes and I get so frustrated because of it. But every single time that I hit a stumbling block, it's a lesson learned. Like now, for example, I wanted to use the mic to record sound because I know the sound quality is not going to be that great. And only now sitting here do I realize that there's another cable that I need that I don't have to allow the mic to work. So there's a stumbling block, but it's a lesson learned. Yesterday I was watching a YouTube video by another videographer and he was telling his story. And this guy comes from a really tough background, man. Like he comes from difficult circumstances. And he went from he and his fiance or his girlfriend at the time moving from place to place and staying at roommates' places or friends' places to now living in a home in a much more comfortable situation and traveling the world, going to places like Sweden for contract work with a company that needed him to do some filming for them. But to get there takes years and the sacrifice is worth it. You just have to be willing to take the step, man. Be willing to make the mistakes. It's difficult in the position that I'm in now, but slowly things are going to change, man. I'm sure. So it started drizzling again. Looks like there's probably going to be another storm. I don't know. Oh shit, it's blown out. You just drop this and shut the speed quickly. See? Thick clouds coming over, so it's probably going to storm. Should have seen last night's storm. That was hectic. See, I told you. 30 degrees this afternoon. And then this. Can't wait for Thursday to come. So yeah, looks like it's another quiet weekend. The sucker for punishment thing is really bothering me. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna call it a day. I'll go back home and just sit down and edit this stuff and get ready for the new week. At least I'll be going home for a couple of days on Thursday. So yesterday I went to Emerentia Gardens and I took some shots and stuff there. So while I'm on my way back home, you guys can check that out. Hope you guys had a better weekend than mine. This being alone thing needs to come to an end. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sweating right now. I came through to the botanical gardens here in Emerentia to do a little bit of filming so I can put together like a cinematic video of the gardens. And by the way, this is a botanical gardens. This makes Cape Town's botanical gardens look like somebody's backyard. It's huge. Plus there's the dam also. You can see that it started raining a little bit, but I got about half an hour's worth of footage before it started raining. So I'm gonna go back home and see what I can put together from the footage that I've got. And yeah, quiet weekend. Let's see how the rest of it turns out.